Okay, so the dog likes to invade humans' personal space, so we're doing a little exercise. I asked them to get up and put the trash can away because we were demonstrating, and then to grab me a glass of water. Now they're going to grab a seat and they're going to claim their personal space.
She's jumping.
So turn. She's too close. Remember, 3 feet or 2 feet. So march at her. Stop. She turns sideways. Hiss. Now take a step backwards, but keep your hips pointed at her. Now slowly start to SIT, but if she gets up out of her sit, you're going to hiss. Oh, hiss. Step right at her. Right at her. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. There you go. Stop. Turn and face her. Wherever she goes, you got to keep. Imagine there's a string from your belt buckle attached to her collar. There you go. So you're not turning and facing her.
Oh.
So now march at her and take that space. Keep going. Don't stop. Don't stop. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Take one step backwards.
Is she distracted or?
Take no. I'm sorry. Just go. I want to get you to sit back down. So
Okay.
now go ahead and walk and sit back down. And walk through her. There you go. Now turn and face her. Walk towards her. Establish a 2-foot boundary. Stop right there. Turn. When I say stop, stay in your place, but keep your hips. Now take a step backwards. Now go ahead and grab a seat. Hiss. There you go. See, that timing of that hiss was good. The intensity was a little bit low. Now stand up. Turn the face and march at her. So you're a little bit slow on your getting up when you're watching this. Now stop. She turns sideways. Keep your hips pointed at her. Now take a step sideways to your left. Up. No, turn. There you go. And don't let her in there. There you go. Now take a step to the couch.
She doesn't understand what's going on.
Now when you SIT, now there you go. That was, but march, keep marching. So you started to, but then you stopped. So it's a very sudden movement. There you go. Big step backwards towards the couch. Now grab a seat and hiss if she gets up. Again, now stand up and then march at her. There you go. Stop. Take a step backwards.
Is she giving her?
Step forwards. Stop. Take one step backwards. When she SITs, you'd like to step one step backwards at the same exact time if you can. Keep your hands at your side if you could. There you go. Now grab a seat. So she was persistent, and it took you. Now your timing was not very good, and this is the first time you've done it, so it's okay. You'll get better at your timing. But there you go. Turn and face. So you still you lean forward quickly, but you didn't get up. The lean forward does nothing.
Okay.
So if you're going to do any step, do it with gusto. If you're going to stand up, pop up. If you're going to take a step towards her, take that step. Even if it looks like she stopped, it's better to overreact than underreact. All right, take a step backwards. Grab a seat. Like I said earlier off camera, distance equals respect. She doesn't have to be right next to you 24/7. Step, step. Now, step backwards. Remember, when she SITs, try to step backwards at the same time. Grab a seat. No, that's okay. Now stand up. There, stop. Step backwards. So it's going to take some practice. So what you guys all should do is practice. Now, if one of you guys has some food, that's going to be even more challenging.
Oh, I'll get some.
No. That's okay. We want to, just like anything else, when you learn to drive a car, you don't learn to drive on the interstate. You learn to drive in a parking lot. So we want to drive, learn and establish the behaviors without any food or anything. But eventually you make it more challenging. Then somebody actually has a sundae or some ice cream. And somebody likes ice cream around here. But when you're doing it, when you're doing this, make sure you're watching her. Even if you're not directly looking at her, your eyes, you can see her out of the corner of your eye. Mm-hmm. So see how she's breathing heavy?
Yeah.
This is difficult for her because she's normally just comes and gets used to right next to you. So it's going to take her a little bit of practice, but this will help her become a little more confident because she's not a mama's girl that has to be next to you 24/7. There's nothing wrong with that. Now you can pet her and say crash. Or you can change it to, you don't have to use my word. You can say chill or whatever word you want.
I like crash.
No,
But she didn't do an order, so why are
no, because she laid down first. So if the dog lays down first, you can pet it and reinforce that. Now, if she's nudging you, that's when we tell her to sit or to lie down before we pet her. But if she comes near you and lays down or sits in front of you, then we want to pet her and say sit, because that shows that she's actually doing what we want her to do before we even ask her to do it. Does that make sense?
She's done it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's called passive training, but it's just you're still reinforcing the end state, which is the result that you're looking for.
Do you like crash for lay down? Because the word down.
All right, before we let me sum this up. So just what I would do is I would practice claiming your personal space, not only in this room but in different rooms as well. Now, at first, it's easier when you're on a chair, but eventually, when you're sitting on the floor, that's even harder.
Oh, yeah.
So,
She doesn't leave a lot of
but again,
room, so-
establish it in the easiest situation first. I call it like reverse engineering, but do it easy and then make it more challenging. Dad's already moving to the making it more challenging, but we're not going to film that because we're already at 5 minutes.